I'm not much worried about myself about the whole CO2 thing. Okay. Though I like everybody else being worried about it. Okay. And here's why I like it. Okay. What I like about it is that it's really focusing everybody on all of the pollutants that human beings are pumping into the atmosphere and the water and the soil. Glyphosate, arsenic, uh, DDT, toxic waste, micropolitus particles, plastics. So yeah, the CO2 thing will create changes. There'll be floods, there'll be the big storms, all that kind of stuff. But I want people to be alarmed enough about that they start cleaning up all this crap, all these chemicals and stuff, because people start thinking, sure, regenerative farming creates carbon sinks that absorb CO2 way better than traditional farming. I mean, that's obviously one of the many solutions to a wicked problem. But regenerative farming also doesn't put glyphosate on our food and doesn't have genetically engineered stuff that might have negative effects on our genome. Okay, so I'm all for everybody being super alarmed about the CO2 thing. I like everybody getting all militant about not poisoning stuff. I like it that Europe won't import a bunch of American food because we don't have the same standards, which is great because generative capitalism is the future of the country. And if something doesn't make the world, if something doesn't make money, it's not going to happen. So I like a lot of pressure on people to stop putting poison into stuff or stop making crap food. So you get my point. And so I'm very optimistic about this. I like those movements. I like people being alarmed about it and pissed off and scared about it. I do. I like people taking a real strong stand against don't put any poison into my water, please. And in the long run, what's going to happen, according to current forecasts, by the turn of the century, the population is going to start going down, and the kind of educated women don't have a lot of children. Now, as the population goes down from 10 billion, which it'll peak at probably, to 8 billion or 9 billion, and then 7, and then 6, the lack of creativity that's happening with not having billions of people will be met by artificial intelligence giving us all more capacities. And that's where I really think there's going to be more of a world-centric response to all of this. And that's where, whatever the climate is, then it'll get stabilized. And at that particular point, we're in for a long period until something happens that has happened with the other 6. This is the first great die-off caused by one species. The other 5 great die-offs were caused by catastrophic events, which will happen again to this planet. Maybe not for millions of years, maybe tomorrow. We don't know. But I have a feeling that it'll be a planet that is a well-tuned kind of climax for us, higher consciousness planet that will deal with that when and if that ever arises. And so I'm not just hopeful about it, I'm pretty ecstatic about it. And I'm very happy to be alive at this moment and be part of this movement and be able to contribute to it. Know people like you and Gail and stuff. I think that's the coolest thing ever.